Hello, good evening. Are you there, Fabiana?
Yes, teacher. Hi.
Hello, is everything okay?
Yes.
Okay, that's great to know. So let's begin with today's practice. As I told you, this week is going to be a different skill. The first week was related to reading. Now we're going to be working with listening and also again speaking, all right? Today's practice is going to be related to this element over here. This is part of TED. Perhaps you
Okay.
have heard about it. And we're going to watch this video. Of course, we're not going to watch the whole video. We're going to watch just parts from this video. I'm going to be stopping and I'm going to be asking you some questions. Actually, the sound is not shared. Give me 1 second. I'm going to share it with the sound. Okay, and I'm going to play some seconds. You need to pay close attention, Fabiana, because I'm going to ask you some questions. Some very simple questions as first, what were you able to understand? And if you can explain that part of the video. And in some parts, I'm going to ask you specific questions. All right, are you ready?
Yes.
Great. If you want, it's important to take notes, Fabiana. You can use a Word document here, or you can use your notebook over there. It's up to you. So I'm going to play the video and let's pay attention, please.
Sorry, my phone died. It's nothing. I'm fine. These allegations are completely unfounded. The company was not aware of any wrongdoing. I love you. We hear anywhere from 10 to 200 lies a day, and we spent much of our history coming up with ways to detect them. From medieval torture devices to polygraphs, blood pressure and breathing monitors, voice stress analyzers, eye trackers, infrared brain scanners, and even the 400-pound electroencephalogram. But although such tools have worked under certain circumstances, most can be fooled with enough preparation, and none are considered reliable enough to even be admissible in court.
All right, so that's the first one. I'm going to play once again, and now I'm going to tell you elements that you need to pay attention to. This is, of course, the introduction to this video. It says here that the title is obvious, right? The language of lying. So you need to try to explain this introduction in your own words after the second time, Fabiana, and try to tell me what important information is being told about this element, that is lying, and some other elements related to how they were trying to identify that this was happening, and some positive or negative aspects that you can mention. All right, so I'm going to play again and try to pay attention to those elements. After this second time, you're going to explain everything in your own words. So let's go once again, please.
Okay.
Sorry, my phone died. It's nothing. I'm fine. These allegations are completely unfounded. The company was not aware of any wrongdoing. I love you. We hear anywhere from 10 to 200 lies a day, and we spent much of our history coming up with ways to detect them. From medieval torture devices to polygraphs, blood pressure and breathing monitors, voice stress analyzers, eye trackers, infrared brain scanners, and even the 400-pound electroencephalogram. But although such tools have worked under certain circumstances, most can be fooled with enough preparation, and none are considered reliable enough to even be admissible in court. But what if the problem is not?
All right, so that's the introduction. We're going to go now to the specifics, but let's answer those first questions, please. Vienna, tell me what you were able to understand in the first part, what important elements are mentioned about this topic, and what are some positive or negative elements that were mentioned about it.
Okay. I understand how we can say a lot of lies per day, and maybe per people cannot be able to analyze these lies, maybe, or to know that we are lying, and it in occasions is normal, maybe. The important elements in this video are how we can we can say a lot of things that um, uh, not sometimes are not true, and we cannot do anything for change this. Maybe and mention four ways to recognize if one person is saying a lie, and sometimes we can say a lie with a lot of security, and these elements cannot recognize this lie. Maybe I can say this.
Okay, thank you very much, Fabiana. So we have elements that you said that are very, very true, and I agree with you, but we're going to try to expand a little bit. We're going to try to be more specific. For example, do you remember how many lies do we get to listen to or to hear in a day? Fabiana, do you remember
Mm,
the number?
yes, maybe are 210, if I'm not wrong.
Okay, I think we're close. Let's pay attention once again. It's over here, and we're going to verify.
We hear anywhere from 10 to 200 lies a day.
Okay, so it's from 10 to 200. All right, it's around those numbers. You can hear 10 lies, only 10 lies in a day, or you can hear 200, right? So from 10 to 200. So you said 210, it's close to that. All right, but the correct one is from 10 to 200. Good. Do you remember some devices that humans have created to recognize when someone is lying?
Maybe polygraph, and scanner of brain. I'm not sure. Electroencephalogram.
Okay, good.
Um,
Okay, what else?
mm, I don't remember.
Okay, good. You have those ones. It's very good. All right. Now we're going to repeat them. I'm going to play again.
And we spent much of our history coming up with ways to detect them. From medieval torture devices to
So the first one, right, and the most antique, medieval torture devices. Of course, this is something that we don't do anymore. Well, actually, we want to believe that we don't do anymore, but people still work with torture devices, right, around the world. So that's one.
polygraphs,
Polygraphs, right? That's what you said. Exactly.
blood pressure and breathing monitors,
Blood pressure and breathing monitors, right? Blood pressure and breathing monitors.
voice stress analyzers, eye
Voice stress analyzers, right? Voice stress analyzers.
trackers,
Eye pulse trackers.
infrared brain scanners, and
Infrared brain scanners. That's what you were saying, right? The infrared brain scanners.
even the 400-pound electroencephalogram.
And the one that you said, right? The electroencephalogram. So we have a lot of tools, but you were explaining that one. Try to explain once again in your own words. What happens with these devices? Are they trustworthy? Can we trust these devices? Or why not if we cannot, Fabiana?
Maybe we cannot trust in these um, tools, because people maybe have the facility for say a lie, if it is a little. Maybe I can say this.
All right. In other words, what you're saying is correct, that we cannot trust these devices. And there's a specific reason that, yes, they can be little lies. And of course, this is not going to detect. But actually, even if it's little and the lie is little, but you feel nervous and your voice changes, this is going to detect that lie. Because even though it's little, your body is showing that it's a lie. But this person says something interesting, and we're going to repeat that part.
But although such tools have worked under certain circumstances,
Okay, although these tools have worked under certain circumstances, this is going to be important.
Most can be fooled with enough preparation.
Okay, most can be fooled with enough preparation, right? It means that if you know how these devices work, and you know how to breathe, and you know how to control the tone of your voice, right? And you speak very neutral, and you know that you don't need to move your eyes and you need to look straight at the person who's talking to you, right? For example, psychopaths, right? They know how to lie very well. And some other people also, they know how to lie very well. And these devices are not going to do anything because their body, all right, don't change. They lie, and it's as if they were saying the truth, right? But that's not the case. So with enough preparation, you can fool. So I want to ask you this here, Fabiana. What is a synonym, or how can you explain the word fooled, fool as a verb in your own words in English? What is to fool someone or something?
Mm, I don't know the meaning of this word, but I can suppose that it means um, detect, maybe a synonym detect, but I'm not sure.
All right, but if it's saying that the liar can fool the device, what do you think is the meaning? It's saying that you, imagine, I'm lying. I'm going to fool the machine, and the machine is not going to know that I'm lying. So in that case, if I say that I, as a liar, am fooling the machine, what do you think is the meaning then? It wouldn't be detect, right? I cannot say that I, the liar, am detecting the machine. No. If I say I'm the liar, I'm fooling the machine, what could be a possible synonym to that?
Maybe I don't how do you say, but in Spanish maybe engañar.
Okay. How can you explain that in English without using that word? But you're right.
Mm,
How can you explain the word that you're saying in Spanish, but using a lot of word in English? What is engañar?
when a person say a very good ally, maybe have the ability for say a lie, and um, the machine um, cannot detect this lie.
Okay, it's good. Yes. When you are good at lying, right, you can make the machine believe that you are telling the truth, right? And you can make people believe that you're telling the truth because you have a set of skills, right, or abilities that make, right, see as if you were saying the truth. Good, good. I'm going to keep going, all right? We have at least one more minute, and I'm going to ask you some questions about the next part, and we finish. And the next conversation, we're going to continue with the second part of this video. So let's play once again, and I'm going to ask you some questions.
And none are considered reliable enough to even be admissible in court. But what if the problem is not with the techniques, but the underlying assumption that lying spurs physiological changes? What if we took a more direct approach, using communication science to analyze the lies themselves? On a psychological level, we lie partly to paint a better picture of ourselves, connecting our fantasies to the person we wish we were rather than the person we are. But while our brain is busy dreaming, it's letting plenty of signals slip by. Our conscious mind only controls about 5% of our cognitive function, including communication, while the other 95% occurs beyond our awareness. And according to the literature on reality monitoring, stories based on imagined experiences are qualitatively different from those based on real experiences. This suggests that creating a false story about a personal topic takes work and results in a different pattern of language use. A technology known as linguistic text analysis has helped to identify 4 such common patterns in the subconscious language of deception. First, liars reference themselves.
All right, so we're going to learn about those 4 patterns in the next conversation, but I want you to tell me not everything, but what were you able to understand in this last part, Fabiana? Anything that you were able to understand would be okay to finish the conversation. What do you say?
Mm, I'm not understand a lot of part of this, but I can summarize this part talking about how psychologists analyze the brain of a human and can respond maybe a lot of questions about how react a person when need say a lie or maybe um, need say a false history and how our brain reacts in this situation.
Okay, that's very good. Again, now we have a little time. I'm just going to play one part of it with the captions to finish because you were right. And we're going to pay attention to what things are kind of different or what we need to pay attention to when someone is lying. So let's see, it says, right, on a psychological level, we lie partly on a paint, try to paint a better picture of ourselves. That's the first thing.
Level, we lie partly to paint a better picture of ourselves.
Right? So we lie to look better for others. We lie because we want to be looked as a person that is better and that is the best, right? In comparison to other people. That's one reason.
Connecting our fantasies to the person we wish we were.
Okay, connecting our fantasies to the person we wish we were. We are not that person, but we wish that we were that person. So we lie to try to look like that person.
Rather than the person we are.
Right?
But while our brain is busy dreaming, it's letting plenty of signals slip by.
Okay, so this is important about lying. Even though you're lying, your brain is giving signals that you are lying because you cannot control everything. Your brain, without you want it, all right, is giving signals to other people and is telling, hey, I'm lying. And these are the signals, right?
Our conscious mind only controls about 5% of our cognitive function.
It says, right, that the conscious mind only controls 5% of the cognitive function. That's very little.
Including communication, while the other 95% occurs beyond our awareness.
Okay, and the other 95% goes beyond awareness. So that's everything I wanted to show you. Why? Because this is important. In the next conversation, Fabiana, we're going to learn about those signals. We're going to learn about 4 patterns on how to identify when a person is lying, because the brain is going to give signals and we're going to be able to identify when someone is telling or is not telling the truth by identifying and paying attention to those signals that are part of the 95% that is going on in your brain, right? Because you only have control over the 5% in the conscious way, according to this. I don't know if you have any questions or final comments before finishing this, Fabiana. Let me know if you do, please.
Um, yeah, all is okay. It's okay, but I don't understand the part of ourselves when in the video say ourselves. I don't
Okay,
understand the context.
this one, it says that in general, when someone lies, it's not because I want to do it, I just want to lie, right? It says that the reason behind lying is because we want to paint, it says here, right, a better picture of ourselves. That's why then
Um,
it changes to this, all right? The only thing here, Fabiana, is that we don't lie because we want to lie, all right? There's a reason behind lying. And most of the times we lie because we want to look as if we were better, as if we were something or someone that we are not. Okay, so that's why it says here, right? That's the reason, because we want to give a better picture of ourselves. That's why they showed this word over here. And you're going to see in the 4 patterns that we're going to learn on Thursday that one of the biggest reasons, all right, about lying is related to how you look at yourself. All right, and sometimes the way you speak also about yourself and about others is telling if you're lying or if you are not lying. Okay, it's only related to that, Fabian. Okay?
Yes, yes. And now it's more clear. Thank you, teacher.
Okay, that's great. So good. Again, the reason I'm showing you this is not a specific topic. This is one of the many topics I could have chosen, all right? But again, the explanation is it's important to learn vocabulary, it's important to practice the listening skills, and it's interesting doing that while learning something interesting also, right? So that's the only thing. Diana, as always, please, I'm going to ask you to fill out the poll. It's a short one related to this call. You should be able to take a look at it now. Let's fill that out and then you can leave the conversation. Thanks for being here today, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next class.
Okay, teacher. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, you're welcome. Bye bye.